My job is one, to make sure that the military gets the funding, the resources, the training that they need and deserve, but at the same time provide really tough, very tough oversight. I have no problem wire brushing our generals when they don't live up to what our soldiers deserve.
Congressman Mike Waltz, who represents Flagler County, is addressing the current state of the U.S. military.
Congressman Mike Waltz is chairman of the Congressional Subcommittee on Readiness. He says the military needs to be more nimble.
The main thing is just the readiness of our military, the state of our military. The Pentagon, and I've love our services, and I love our Defense Department. But good Lord, everything takes too long, costs twice as much, and delivers half as much as originally expected to the actual soldiers.
Waltz says many of America's best weapons aren't even ready.
You have the Joint Strike Fighter, for example, our most advanced stealth fighter that has been under some type of development for over a decade, the most expensive procurement program in the history of America, the history of the world. 29% of them are full mission capable. That is completely unacceptable. 40% of our submarines are under some type of repair.
Waltz says a recent investigation into military housing doesn't paint a pretty picture either.
We only looked at 10 of the 500 major barracks facilities across all of the Defense Department. There was mold. There was feces in the bathrooms. There were ceilings caving in. It's completely unacceptable. But do you know how many people were fired? 0.
But Waltz says he's more concerned with the current administration.
A bigger issue right now is you can have the most capable military in the world, but if our enemies and our adversaries don't respect and fear the commander-in-chief and his ability to use the military effectively, then you're going to see deterrence crumble and war break out around the world. And that's exactly what you've seen the last 3 years.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, July 9th. A workshop is scheduled for the Palm Coast City Council this morning.
Quite a variety of topics await the Palm Coast City Council at this morning's workshop meeting. Brittany Kershaw, Communications and Marketing for the City of Palm Coast.
It'll start with the Financial Services Department, going through the General Fund, Information Technology Operations, and Facilities budgets for fiscal year 2025. And they will also include an overview of the truth in millage or trim rates. They'll also set the first public hearing to adopt the maximum millage rate, and that date and time will be publicly noticed afterwards so that everyone is able to attend and get involved in the budgeting process.
Then social media use will be front and center for city officials.
This is going to include an overview of the new Supreme Court decision that took place in March of this year, which establishes when a local government official is considered a state actor for purposes of the First Amendment when posting on social media.
Then the agenda will shift to a second meeting led by the Community Development Department.
And the Imagine 2050 Comprehensive Plan will have its next 4 chapters presented, and those will be public recreation and open space, conservation and coastal management, infrastructure, and housing.
All meetings occur in the community wing at City Hall at 160 Lake Avenue in Palm Coast. The first meeting today will begin at 9 a.m. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. David Brannon has been in law enforcement for just under 30 years. What does he think of Bunnell?
Brannon said he'd been a dispatcher in Cocoa Beach, where he did it all.
So I had to do radio 911 calls.
Oh, my goodness.
We even had a window in the lobby that had, like a bulletproof glass window between the dispatch and the lobby.
He said that job taught him how to multitask quickly. Now that he's the chief of police in Bunnell, what does he think?
I love the work that I do. I really like the small town feel of Bunnell. The community is very supportive of law enforcement.
Brannon heads a department of 15 officers, including 1 woman. He said that the mayor, the city commission, and the city manager all have a passion for Bunnell, and they want to see great things happen in the city. You can listen to Today with Pastor Jay here on WNZF, Sunday mornings at 8, or anytime on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, what are the challenges in Bunnell? From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.